Hey guys, Cindy Williams here, the Wanderlust CEO. I have my good friend Tammy from City to Sea Travel Co. here today. Tammy, I'm getting the confetti out for you. You just graduated Careers on Vacation. How does it
Yay!
feel?
It was such an amazing experience, and honestly, like I couldn't have accomplished the things that I've been able to accomplish without the COV program. So the fact that I've been able to graduate and absorb everything is just the most incredible feeling.
Oh, I love it. And there's a story we're going to share later because you blew up one of our feeds in Careers on Vacation. And there were some things I didn't know about before you started, but we're going to get into that in a
My,
second. This is such a good video for people who are in the consideration phase and kind of that journey you had to go through. But let's start with, where was your business before doing Careers on Vacation and where are you now?
so I started in 2019 and decided to go it on my own and figure life out. Big mistake.
DIY.
Big mistake. I had found you and was listening to videos on YouTube. And at that point, I was like, I really could do this. And because I'm just a natural, I'm a principal of private school by day. So as I was trying to figure out what my life after education was going to be, I started really researching things and what was important to me. And I started searching about travel and came across your feed on YouTube and was like, there's a lot of things in my current business that I can translate over to starting a new business, right? It would be easy. So I started the business on my own and went through the whole process of getting things established and was ready to go. Had probably $95,000 in bookings in that first year and thought I was just amazing. I
Killing
was
it.
doing the thing, right?
Yeah.
And then COVID hit. So
Mhm.
that became obviously a challenge when everybody pulled things back and I was stuck. Like, where do I go from here? I've chosen this business. I believe in my ability, the mindset piece. I believe in my ability to create an amazing business. But now I don't know where to go because I wasn't properly trained when I went through the first part of the process. So I started really diving into your YouTube videos and was looking at all the different ways I could build my business. And so I decided to pick up the phone and call for the discovery call. And when they dropped the price on it, I was like, I just lost all my
You're like,
business. I don't know how I'm going to
ah!
do this. Yeah, the panic sets in. I don't know how I'm going to be able to afford to do this, and but I knew I needed to do it.
Mm,
So that's where my business was prior to. I basically had lost all my business going
mm,
into COVID and didn't know how to pull it out.
yeah.
Um, so fast forward, I had the discovery call, and they told me what the cost of it was, and you have that initial internal panic when you know you need something or you really are
Mm,
striving for something and don't have the ability to make that happen at that given moment.
yeah.
So I was extremely impressed with the way that the ladies handled it. They said, no big deal. It's not a pressure situation. We're here. When you're ready and have the means to do this, give us a call back. We'll break it up in payment plans. We'll do whatever it takes to help you up.
Yeah.
And that really meant something to me in that moment because it kind of sparked that I know I'm in the right company,
Mhm.
with trying to surround myself with people who have already done what I want to accomplish and where I want to go with it. Now I have to figure out the means to get there. And, so that started the journey.
I love it. And tell us, now that you've been through Careers on Vacation, where are you today? I know you've done so much. Like, insane.
It's crazy. With the bounce back, and going through careers on vacation truly set me up for success for when travel came back. It hindsight is always 2020,
Mhm.
and looking back on the period of time over the pandemic, it was the perfect time for my business to collapse out of the bottom.
Yeah.
It was the perfect time for me to search and figure out ways to be able to train and participate in COV, because there was nothing else in travel going on. I didn't have to chase my tail trying to find people, I could literally focus on the training that I needed to make the business successful when we bounced back out of COVID. So in January, when I completed, I set a goal for myself that I was going to hit $250,000 in 3 months of, the 3 months from completing the program. And I ran my numbers last week and I did it. So
I have my finger on the confetti button. We got all the
yeah,
confetti happening. You guys, $250,000
in sales. Yep.
in first quarter.
In the first quarter.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it's not stopping. I am still juggling a full-time job, so it's doable. I still work my business after hours and on the weekends. I've structured the business around what my needs are. And that truly, the systems that you helped us put in place allows me to do my 9 to 5 while I'm living my
Mm.
dream. So just being open minded to how it could work and putting myself in a position to be able to take the training has set me up now for success that I didn't think that was possible prior to coming into COV.
I love that. And first,
Yeah.
congratulations on all
Thank
of your
you.
huge success. That's so exciting. You
It's
have way
amazing.
beyond paid for the program 10 times over at this point. But
Yeah.
what I loved that you said was couple of things. One, like that extra time, if you're working a 9 to 5 and you're in a season where you're looking forward and you want to go into this business after you leave whatever, and people are doing different things, or they might be thinking about their next thing, you only have so much extra time. And
Yep.
you might think I only have hobby time, and a lot of people just treat it as a hobby business, right? And
Yep.
they'll just put that hobby effort, and so they have that.
Yeah.
You're like, that's
That was me in
wonderful,
the
right?
beginning.
But what if you took that 10 hours a week you have, or 15 hours, or that extra time, and you actually had real systems and real processes, and you made the most of that 10 to 15 hours? Maybe you can sell $250,000 in
In
travel
1 quarter.
in 1 quarter. Hello.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Tammy,
Yep.
that is amazing. So I was going to ask what your
Yep.
biggest wins or celebrations have been. So obviously we're going to kick it off with $250,000 in
Yeah.
3 months. That's phenomenal. You are on track to be $1 million agent this year. That's so
Before I know,
exciting.
it's
And you have all
amazing.
the tools to make that happen. Wow, that's
Yep.
phenomenal. And this will be your first really full year since
It will be.
COVID coming
Yep.
out. Any other wins or celebrations that you want to share with the people watching?
Yeah, honestly, working with Jamie and learning about how she scaled her business. I mean, the
Mm.
coaches that you guys have on staff are top notch, phenomenal. My time with Jamie was very purposeful and well spent. I've got 4 new agents that have started in the first quarter, so I'm positioning myself to scale for the end of the year too. So that and 2 of the agents have already kind of completed my internal training onboarding system and are already selling travel. So
Oh, I love
that's
it.
from an agency standpoint, I'm able to kind of scale my business without
Mhm.
having to be the only one working the
You're going to
business.
be
So
able just to leave the other thing and go into this whenever you want. And that's got to
whenever I'm
be a
ready.
beautiful
Yep.
feeling to just be creating this new season of your life. That's phenomenal.
Yep.
And Jamie is fantastic. All of our
She's
coaches,
amazing.
yeah, all of our coaches are certified. They have to go through a process with us internally. And it's that human element. Like, you come from an education background. We've gotten some amazing teachers, principals, different people who've come through the program recently. And it is the biggest compliment to me when you guys say, your program was great, because I don't
Yeah.
have a degree in education. I just have a passion to educate. And I did start I started 25 plus years ago in training and development for a very large travel company. So I have great skills, but anything you'd like to say about how we lay out the program from an educational standpoint? We don't always get to ask that question.
Yeah, it was it's one of those things. One of my key things I do for the teaching staff in my school, my 9 to 5 job, is curriculum development and programming to make sure that our programs that we sell to our families are like top notch. And one of the
Mm.
first things that I noticed when I was able to get into the MEM site was the layout of it, the way that it chunked it down into easy things that you could go through kind of at your own pace. So I really liked that. And the simplicity of working through the stages and the steps, it put the responsibility on us to search for the information or to do it, but it pointed us in the right direction.
Mhm.
And it allowed for us to gain a natural, educated process about what we're learning in a way that was not somebody standing at the front of the room telling you this is how you have to do it. It was engaging as far as our the collaboration calls that you do, and the Zoom calls that you do with everybody, and to hear everybody else's process. It just the way that the program works from beginning to end sets you up for success. It's easy to follow. It's understandable. It points you in the right direction to make sure you're getting your training in with suppliers and vendors and how to edit your videos. You know, when you look at all of that information, trying to download that into your people at one
Mhm.
time, it can be very overwhelming to the person receiving that information. So,
Yeah, that's why we're like, no, we
having it,
will not unlock your module early. We don't want to freak
you
you
know,
out. We're like, do this part, and that's why it's like that building block, but also like having that human element to be able to show up in that live environment for the people who really like need that. And that's from there's a ton of programs out there that sit on people's
hmm
desktops. I feel like.
hmm
And the beauty of COV is you do get to link into your coach or to the trainers or facilitators and the experts and all those pieces, and people can really customize the program based on what they need most. So thank
absolutely.
you for that. I love from an educational standpoint. We're always improving what we're doing here. Every
Right.
year we go through a huge process. In fact, this morning in my little meditation garden, I was like writing out things that I have ideas for, but always just going from that perspective of does it make sense from every type of learner, that whole piece. But
Well, and I will say when it comes to, because if anybody else out there is like me, where
mhm.
I'm a bull in the china cabinet, like I want to just get all the information as quickly as I did. If it had been open for me the way I wanted to, like full transparency, I was
Would have
irritated
freaked you
after
out.
module one. And I'm like, I need to go move on. And then I had to stop and I called Jamie and she said, go back and start module one again, really gain everything that you can possibly gain out of it. And when I did it from a perspective of walking through the process at the pace it was intended, instead of trying to rush through it to get to what I wanted at the end result, I absorbed so much more. So I just encourage anybody who is trying to get done as quickly as they can, stop, take a beat, really
They
dive
want to skip
into
right to
those
that
modules.
marketing or right to the sales or right. I totally get it. I
Yeah.
would be the
Yeah.
same way. But everything we do for our students and our clients is really in the spirit of what's going to get them the best results. And I mean, $500,000 in a quarter is not bad. So we accomplish our goal for sure. Tammy,
Sure.
I want to ask about, that mindset is something that is weaved through our program to kind of help people go about their business building with intention and being mindful and to start thinking like a business owner.
Mhm.
What did the mindset work do for you either in your life or business as you work through this process?
That was honestly the game changer for me, and it
Mm,
was one of the key ingredients that you shared on your YouTube channels that made me know that this was the right program for me. I've been studying attraction and mindset, since 2006 when all the rave was, about The Secret and
secret.
other
Yeah.
things, right? So to know that there was a program in an industry that I wanted to break into that mastered that and paired it with it was like mind blowing to me. Um, and even though I was already ingrained into that way of thinking, the information that Brandon gives and the encouragement, and sometimes it's easy to kind of go backwards into your old stinking thinking
Right.
about I'm not good enough, or that I was stupid to try to do this. Why did I waste the money in the training
Mhm.
program? And for him to just keep, no, boo, change your mindset. Change how you're thinking about what this is so that you can achieve. And had I not made those shifts along the way,
Mhm.
it would have paused my growth and my ability to be able to get through the program successfully in a way that was going to produce exactly what I said I wanted at the
Yep.
end.
Big
So,
results require big shifts.
Yep.
And sometimes you don't even realize the emotions that you work through putting something this big together. Because, like, when you were in that DIY phase, I imagine there were points where you're overwhelmed, or when you did all of that work to get your first $95,000 sold, feeling good about it, and then the next day it's all gone.
Literally.
You're on the
Yeah.
floor going, "What?" Like, I can't even.
Yep.
We all went through that process, so you weren't alone. But the point is, what do I do now? How do I navigate in this new world? And it is not the same world as it was pre-COVID.
Mm.
I don't know how anyone is DIYing out there right now, because the industry has gotten so much more complicated. The industry is, travel agents are so much more in demand, which is a good thing in helping sales across the board. But consumers are looking for certified, skilled, talented,
Hmm.
trained travel agents. And honestly, I'm nervous about some people out there booking trips
Right.
not knowing what they're doing. It's really scary. So anyway, that's another show. But I love that you really leaned into that mindset and you already were open to that. That only makes it easier as you go through that process. Now, we talked a little bit about the beginning of your journey at the top of this call, but walk me back. And I would love if you're open to sharing how, because you left that call going, "Oh my gosh, I know I need this, but it feels big." And in full transparency, our course is about the cost of going to college for a semester. Like, it is,
Yep.
we are teaching you a trade, we're teaching you a career, we're giving you everything that you need so you can do these skills for a lifetime. And also, the other thing about our program is we are not linked into any particular host. We work for you as consultants. So we're teaching you what you need to do in your best interest from a short and long term perspective for your success. And there's a lot of weird ways to get into this industry and things that a
Sure.
lot of people don't know about. So, with that said, I didn't know this story about you until you put it in the feed. Someone asked in the Big Careers on Vacation group, which, by the way, we do have like a free group you guys can go follow over on Facebook. It's called Careers on Vacation. And it's just a free group for people who are, we put out a couple training videos and some helpful stuff that's like our free content. But someone asked, they said, "I'm thinking about Careers on Vacation. I feel like I need it. Who's been through it recently, and can you tell me about it?" And the feed just blew up with all of our recent graduates. But the one that stood out to me was your story, Tammy. And I want, if you're open to, share what you said in that
Sure.
feed to that person who was like, "Oh, I don't," they were feeling that same apprehension you were, like, "I know
Hmm.
I need it, but it feels like a lot. Is this the right thing for me?"
So, my mindset as far as having to get to that end goal, I've always been that I'll do whatever it takes to achieve my goals. I'll do whatever I have to do. If I have set my sights on something, you can't deter me to do it, uh, from doing it. Uh, for me, I had, I mean, my story, if you will, started while my daughter was still in high school because she was in show choir, and show choir has extreme fees
Mm-hmm.
for their participants, and she was talented enough to wanted her in both groups.
Wow.
So just the fees alone to participate in one group is $1,500.
Yeah.
So I went through what can I do outside of my job to earn this extra money to get what she needs. And so my intent was to start driving for Uber and doing Uber Eats and taking passengers. I lived in a college town, to be able to get her fees covered. So I told her when her fees were paid, that was a wrap. I'm done with driving people around and going to get food, and like I don't want
Yeah.
people in my car anymore. I'm done with
Yeah.
this, right? And then fast forward the year after she graduates, and I'm sitting here thinking, all right, I guess it's time to break out the Uber registration again and get out there and really do whatever I have to do to earn. In one scenario, it's doing whatever I have to do as a parent to get
Mm-hmm.
my child something that they really want, really need, and deserve to be able to do. In this one, it was more of a I'm worth it, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to do whatever I've got to do, and this is for me and my business and my future, because my kids are going to leave someday
Yeah.
and I'm going to be retired and trying to figure out what it is that means something to me. So I pulled the Uber app back out and literally started driving until I had enough money saved to participate in the program.
And let me just stop for a second, because this is an action that you take when you are so serious about your future,
Yeah.
right? Tammy works a full-time job. She's like, I need this thing. And she was like, I am willing to go do whatever it takes. And that's what I
Whatever.
love when an entrepreneur is serious. That's how I know when a business owner is serious, there's nothing that can stop them from getting what they need. If there's a roadblock in the way, they will figure out a way to go under, over, to the side, or just keep working at it until they can get that thing they need to get them to the next level. And in your case, it was driving Uber. So I want to just like applause for that a second, because a lot of people will go, I don't have the time, or I don't have the whatever. And then there'll be a million reasons why they don't want the thing that they really need to get to the next level.
Hmm.
And when that happens, and from a mindset perspective, I always say it's not that you can't have it, it's that you're not prioritizing it. Right?
Or you're
Are
not
you
willing to do.
prioritizing? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you sent that signal to the universe that said, I'm going to do this thing. And even if I have to start here. But I love
Yep.
what you said later in the feed. Do you remember what you said later? You're like, I
No.
should have just put it on a credit card because I would have totally made these fees back and never had to drive for Uber.
Yeah, but honestly, to be able to, I've gone through the mindset. I was in the process of trying to buy a
Absolutely.
home, relocating to Florida. Like there was a lot
Oh
going
yeah,
on at the
hindsight is
period of time.
2020 always, right?
You
Like,
know,
but I just applaud the fact that you did what it took. We can always look back and go, I had a situation like that in my career where I looked back and I was like, I should have just done that, whatever.
hmm
So that happens, but it doesn't matter how you got here. The point is you got here and you
right.
did the thing, which was amazing.
Well,
Tammy,
even in the driving process, I kept my business logo on my
oh,
speedometer. So I put in all of the, my whys, my reason behind it. And I had my business logo in front of my speedometer, and I really utilized that time in meditating and visualizing like
yeah.
this is going to happen, and I don't care how many trips I've got to
Oh
take or
my
how many
gosh,
food
that's so
deliveries I've got to
good.
do. It just kept it front and center for me why I was out doing it, so that when it's 1 a.m., 2, sometimes 4 a.m., when you're delivering college students food in the middle of the night, like
Yeah.
you have to keep up with the why, especially knowing you got to go to work the next day and do, whatever it is. So it's possible for anybody who wants to do it. It's
Yeah.
possible. You just got to figure out your why, number one, and how you're going to make it happen.
I love it. So, Tammy, tell me the people who are out there watching this video and they're on the fence. Now that you've been through the program, you've had this crazy huge success and hindsight 2020, that person who is in your same spot where they're like, I know this is what I need, but they're still kind of in that moment of should I move forward? What would you tell that person about the experience of being in our program, or what would you want them to know?
Just number one, that it's worth it. You're worth it as a human, to really just dive into your goals, and when you get out of your own way and you remove fear of, oh, I shouldn't put that on a credit card, or oh, I need to do these things to make it happen. Lean into that fear and try to do whatever you can to jump through it. Make the concrete decision, because when you do, you're literally opening it up to the universe to bring what you're asking for in. And there's a huge, the main word in attraction is action. Don't be afraid to take the action. If you can put it on the credit card and be able to earn while you're learning, that is the ability to pay it off. If you're not comfortable with that, open door too, because there's other
Go get
ways to pull.
you're like
Go get it.
Uber it.
But never allow the means or the lack of means
Mm,
to stop you from doing something that you're passionate about, something that you really believe you're supposed to be doing. Go for it.
I love that so much. And guys, listen, if you want to find out a little bit more information or go through the process that Tammy did, which is a discovery call, go to visit our website, careersonvacation.com. This is a sample of what the inside of our membership site looks like that Tammy was referring to. You get all of our amazing content, all of our different modules. But the most important thing is you get to work with my amazing team and me through the process. The same team that got my business to multiple seven figures is the same team you have access to in the beginning of your journey. And Tammy, I don't know what case study number we're on, but we're showing that we have a ton of case studies. We're the most reviewed program out there in the world. We are ASTA affiliated, which is a big deal. And you do get a travel agent, an industry recognized travel agent certification when you go through your program. So it really sets you apart from the travel agent next door, and you're able to showcase that in your marketing and all that good stuff. Tammy, last question. Would you recommend Careers on Vacation to others, and why?
Absolutely, without a doubt. It has truly transformed my business.
I love it. Well, lady, kudos again on all of your success. We have all the confetti happening, and you're not going too far. You're going over to our graduation group. So I wanted to let you know I am your cheerleader for life. I cannot wait to invite you into our $1 Million Club. You have to email me once you hit that, and that's going to be so exciting. So guys, thanks for watching today. Go visit us at careersonvacation.com/ready now if you want to learn more about the Careers on Vacation program and how we can help you. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys. Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out all of the other content on our channel. And if you want to follow along and travel with me around the world and see how I run my amazing travel brands and get some great tips on how to grow your own, make sure you check out that other content. I'm going to drop a couple videos here. Click those links. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.